only 30% here.
Yeah, only 30%. Yes, I clicked the button. Pillow,
Pill. Ow. Pill.
pillow.
Ow.
Oh my gosh. Oh, what was I listening to? It
Or
had
this
to
would be pin. Oh, wait. I don't know how to do the click between a W and a P, so I won't carry
Pil.
on.
Oh. Pil. Oh.
Syllabic clicks.
stunning. Oh my gosh. I think I was watching a Lang Time chat or something where they were joking about Pillow World. And I was like, all three of us are going to be at SpecCon. I feel like there needs to be some weird like trailer video of like, I don't know, pillows. I don't know. My brain isn't functioning, but fill in that with something interesting, Hello, people. We have a David.
All you
Michelle.
need to make it work is a pillow that looks like the world.
Ooh, like globe pillows?
Like a globe. I'm like, is there a does pill globe? No, it does. It's almost there, but not like right.
Yeah.
Why do I get the feeling it's on the tip of my tongue? There's something. There's like pillow fungus. Is that what I'm thinking of? Was it pillow coral? There's some kind of amorphous organism that has pillow in the name. So we just need a lot of those.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like googling pillow fungus is gonna freak me out. It doesn't come up with anything.
Yeah, the Mediterranean pillow coral.
Oh my gosh.
I can see pillar coral.
Yeah, pillar corals are definitely a thing.
Okay, very good. We'll workshop it. We've got time. Also, hello, Miles. Hello, Tinguish. I think that's everyone who has popped in.
Do you have a top 10 fungi?
Geez. You got me on the spot. I'm trying to think. I think it's the devil-toothed mushroom is pretty cool. Absidia. Yeah. I've always had a fondness for Absidia.
Hey.
I'm sure something will come to. Oh, the what are they called? The there's a parasitic fungus that mimics the smell of like orchids to trick flower-eating gnats into coming and dispersing their spores. It's cool. So I can't remember what they're called, but those ones, I like those ones.
Oh.
I don't know who thinks this is a just world.
Oh,
and of course cordyceps, but that goes without saying. They, the parasitic brain altering, any of the fungi, of the many fungi that are capable of like brain alteration, they're all very cool.
If anything, I think this is a huge overgeneralization, but most belief systems are either justifying injustice in the world or trying to work out why the world is unjust to begin with.
Tracks. Does track. What? I don't really know what's going on.
I did have a pen name or an idea for a pen name. I never went with it. That was just in case.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. People don't say this enough. I am right. People do not tell me that I am correct enough of the time. especially someone here. Anyway, should we get killing some pals?
Yes. Should we start with explaining the title for those that, I mean, do we think everyone understands what we're doing based off our title or no?
The sort of people who would tune in for like, what episode are we on? You don't number the titles,
No.
which is a smart move, honestly.
Yeah. Numbering is bad.
Is there like a playlist that I can find to see?
Well, I forget to put most of the videos in the playlist, so I'm not sure if that will help you.
How much do I care about this? I care a bit too much. I'm going to try and count them all.
You just have to scroll through my like videos or just search like
no,
language.
I just need to look at the lives.
Smart.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is the 27th of these streams, so I would say if people are
watching this and don't know,
they probably know what's going on. Also, I hope you don't think that I thought that you were telling me that I'm wrong, George. It's usually David who I disagree with.
I figured you were talking about David. Yeah. Okay, so we have, I mean, that's not the only thing we need to do today. I think I'm remembering properly. Oh no, we talked about it after the stream last time. I was like, maybe I have a handy thing where I wrote it down. But yes, we're doing things. Mm-hmm. Yes. My brain is functioning and I do in half. Oh my god. What?
It would be our ship name, I guess.
Madelajakion, Jakellaridalin, or Biblajakelin. Oh, I don't know which one of those is more horrendous.
Madlayakion is an excellent name.
I kind of like that one.
But you'd need to pronounce it. I don't think Madelajakion is good. I think it has to be the yeah with the J with the yeah sound.
I think that is better.
It almost looks Dutch, but not quite.
Biblajakeline. Excellent.
Fair. Okay. I'm glad we've decided that. Hey, we've already done something this stream now. It's productive. Okay.
Well, may the Madlayakion sail to shores of Schwalar.
Yeah.
Well, I guess where we should start. Well, have we actually explained what it is we're doing yet?
No.
So the premise that what we've convened to do here today is to get rid of this overabundance of central and central-like vowels that we have cluttering up the place. But I think it is worth pointing out in the first instance the reason why we ended up with these central vowels in the first place, which was because back in the inception of this project with the mood board, it was briefly discussed, the idea of having a 3-vowel system, before we agreed that actually having a 3-vowel system would be more trouble than it's worth.
Right.
And so and do feel free to jump in and correct me, Maddie, or say that you've changed your mind if necessary. But like, we liked the idea of having only in stressed syllables and maybe initial syllables having the full spectrum of vowels, whereas in unstressed syllables, we would see a lot of reduction. And so that's where the centralization came in, because we would... Is it... I'm very bad with the Slavic languages, but is it Russian that does that? That has, like, that you only have the actual full vowel inventory present in stressed syllables, and outside of stressed syllables, it's just like ah and
I don't know.
Something like that.
So
Like
we were
a text
aiming
to my
for
husband,
that
but-
sort of vibe.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's kind of the vibe. And the other goal is simplicity of actually using the letters that match the sounds.
Like easy to interpret in terms
Yes.
of romanization.
Yes.
Yeah. So I would say that keeping schwa
Hmm.
might not necessarily be a bad thing,
Mm-hmm.
but limiting its existence, especially outside of stressed syllables, would be ideal.
Okay. That seems fair. Wow, I just saw this. Our note on complex modal stuff. Moods. The mountain that doesn't want to be a mountain is the unwilling mountain. Okay, anyway.
Wait.
We'll have to get back to that. Yes. Okay, so
So what immediately I see first of all is our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, our 7th sound change as it appears in the Google Doc is unstressed, which at this point means non-initial front vowel centralization. And that's that all instances of E and E go to and in unstressed syllables.
Yeah.
Now that's not a problem.
Mm-mm.
The only weird thing about that is that means that when the what's it called, glide reduction thing happens, that means we don't get y outside of initial syllables, which strikes me as quite strange.
So it does mean that you get plenty of the... Yeah. Wait, no, not even that. The doesn't glide, does it?
I think it does.
This is also where I don't think that we don't have it in the hiatus reduction.
We don't?
No, we only have it for E, U, and U, not
Oh, definitely doesn't. At least not as we have it written. I mean, I guess maybe it could, but...
Well, I don't think anyone wants to be dealing with or whatever.
No, that... But yeah, so essentially would only get y at the beginning of words. Or in word initial syllables, I guess, more generally. Which is kind of weird.
Yeah. Is it like bad weird or possibly could be okay weird? I'll take that as not good weird.
I mean, it sounds like the sort of thing that would happen in an outline, you know, but it's also just that, like, if you only have initially, that's sort of the least, not least, but relatively speaking, of all the places for things to be voiced, it's not super high, and it's like a very voiced thing.
Okay.
We could reintroduce y through vowel breaking, or we could tweak some of the rules that we have to produce more y in various ways.
Can we get some forms up so that we're not... Also, if you send me the file, I'll try and fix stuff in here so that it matches what's in the file. Because I think that working from this might send us...
Oh, okay. So you want me to send you, so via the Discord messages, send you my current Lexergy file?
Yes, please.
Okay. I can do that. As I search for it. Here we go. This one. Boom. I think that's...
And yeah, David is right. It's more likely to be voiced at the start of a word than the end. But there's also nothing unusual about final glides. So
yeah. And we're in penultimate stress, right?
After the stress shiftum happens, yes.
Yes. The shiftum.
Yes.
Whatever we end up doing here, we should name it something dramatic. Like, I don't know, the great vowel death of March.
The
even greater vowel shift.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is going to be greater. It would be like the less.
They could be the lesser, as long as we're melodramatic about it. I am approving. Yes.
The lesser but equally important.
Yes.
The small but mighty shift.
Yeah. The small but mighty. Yeah. It'll be good. Okay, let me see. And if we wanted any forms, I don't know if we really want this here. The riz of the vowel. I don't know if we want to like pull these just to have like them to look at. There's stray thoughts. You could get non-initial something with compounding. Imagine W in English being less common in non-initial situations, but still showing up due to compounding prefixation. Also, hi, Margito.
Yeah, we are. This is definitely going to be at least moderately synthetic language, so there will be a lot of compounding happening.
Indeed. Those are kind of all the same. I'm bored by them. Okay.
But we got rid of... What happens to consonant R sequences?
If it's a... Hold on.
Oh, they've metastasized, right?
But that's if it's specifically a stop followed by an R. If it's not, then I guess it just stays the same.
Because I know that when the very first time I suggested this, people said, no, why would you do that? And then, like, this is a very regular process in Burmese. And I'm trying to remember, like, I think it may well be aerial in kind of range, but it's not that different to, like, the palatalization in Latin with the L, where you have consonant R becomes consonant Y. But then it would mean that, like, you remove the R from the place where the Y then is, or whatever. But, yeah.
I just briefly put up this wonderful response to our title.
That is what that would mean, yeah.
It's quite delightful.
I don't know if David has a word for schwa in High Valyrian, but
it's good. It's good. David can let us know. How do I make that go away? Okay, there we go. I'm awning, border, and border.
You mean borderer and borderer, right?
I
I think he is becoming increasingly on board.
Yeah, with just the exclusively initial yeah. Is that what it is? I'm not opposed.
Just because a language doesn't have a word for it doesn't mean... Oh, they can't imagine the sound because of the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, I guess.
Because that's definitely how it works.
That's fair.
Okay.
So the other thing that occurs to me as a possibility is to change the demandarinization rule, because we spent some time puzzling over how exactly a sequence like xia would reduce, and in the end we just said that all instances of ya go to wa. But we could maybe change that. Like maybe when it's not next to a consonant, it goes to ya.
Yeah. That could be interesting.
Mm.
Although we do then have the depalatalization to swipe up the rest of them. Oh, I know that's just for those thingies, not these thingies.
But before that change, in fact, no, if we just change depalatalization, if we just say that the ya goes to ya instead of wa, then that means that unless I'm just missing something, basically the ya would go to wa when it's next to when it immediately comes after a consonant, and ya everywhere else. Does that sound right?
I think so. I think I followed that. Okay.
Any
thoughts, Jake?
No thoughts, just vibes. I'm trying to check the sound changes. So, sorry.
You said no thoughts, just vibes. What is the vibe, Jake?
Chartreuse.
Brilliant. All right, we're doing it. We're doing it, babe. It's chartreuse. Let's go.
So we're saying that instead of the demandarinization rule,
that would stay the way it is.
Okay.
The only difference would be that the depalatalization rule that happens afterward would be that ya goes to ya, not wa.
I mean, we would get wa internally still, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
So I think that does actually make a degree of sense.
At least a degree, yeah.
So
minimum one, possibly many.
That.
Is
that what we're saying?
That should be, yeah.
Or as they would say now, ye. I don't think, no, is it we or we? We, isn't it? Yeah.
In French?
Yeah.
E.
Okay. I don't know if we had anything where that would have changed, but
it's spelled O-U.
I think Bao Yell.
Yeah.
No, because that was a year to begin with.
Oh yeah.
Which does mean then that the fear about not having yeah there doesn't always happen. Also, the way that segmented is not nice, but I think it's less avoidable.
Oh, I forgot. We have ya in the Proto-Lang, don't we?
Yeah.
For some reason I thought that we just didn't have any glides in the Proto-Lang and that we were just generating all of them. Okay, that's not nearly as bad as it could have been.
How would one prop a bet?
Prop. Oh.
can you prop alpha?
I have no idea what the words you're saying mean at all.
Also, I don't think that it's called alpha in relation to would that then be aleph? Is it aleph bet? Anyway,
yeah.
You can tell me how I'm wrong, and I will appreciate it.
Valar Valuvar, as they say. I will be very impressed if anyone gets that reference.
I don't get it. Okay.
I'll give it a bit. I'll see if someone in the comments understands. So, we have yeah in the middle of words again.
Yes.
This is good.
Well, we never didn't have it.
We never didn't. It was not as I feared. I mistakenly feared.
Okay.
Yod's been there the whole time.
Yes.
Valu.
What was that reference? Valar Valuvar? It's Quenya. It means the will of the Valar be done. Anyway.
Just for a change, David.
Yeah. So are we keeping it going to ya versus wa? Are we keeping that? We're happy still.
Yeah.
Even with our okay. So
yeah, I think that's all good. Yeah, seriously, David. I thought you of all people would get that one. So then with that out of the way, the next question is with the unstressed front vowel centralization, because when that happens, it's when we still have initial stress. That means that we then end up with and in the penult, which later becomes stressed. So then later on in the language, we now have stressed and which is not ideal. So I think that the logical thing to do would be to change those sounds in stressed syllables into something else.
We kill the glides initially anyway. I don't know why we were worried about that.
Wait, we do?
We have partitions so that all of the initial yeah goes to ja. And all
that was part of that rule. I forgot about that.
And it all goes to ja before a consonant also. So in the end, we only get yeah in the middle of words before some consonant.
Well, that's still fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's just the opposite situation to what we thought we had.
But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Well, we went through, Maddie and I, a very comprehensive list of all the places in the syllable that the glides could show up, and we consistently preferred those environments for it to fortify. So I think we're good with keeping them as they are.
I trust past us in this.
I'm not sure I do. Past was pretty consistently an idiot. But so what do we want to do with stressed and earth then? Because I mean, what can we do? I'm trying to remember what I did, because in Adun I had that change. I think I just said that they. Hold on, let me check. I should remember this.
Okay.
You talk amongst yourselves.
I would say that like you probably could justify them just fronting, although it's gonna basically mean that like there would be very little point in doing the centralization to begin with. It's basically
This is
you'd
true.
be like, oh, all of the E went to You're like, oh,
And then they went
wait.
I
Yeah.
mean, it seems realistic, right?
Otherwise, you could, if you backed it, then you could get which some people think is not a nice sound, but other people, like myself, quite enjoy.
Mm. I mean,
as a Turkish somewhat speaker, I should like that sound more than I do.
mm.
I can't say I love it, but I tolerate it.
Tolerance.
But I feel like that's basically the two, like, unless you were really wanting to go in on stressed schwa, which I don't think is necessarily the vibe that you wanted.
No.
I don't know why I can't find it. I'm pretty sure in the Nakashti I just had and just front to E and A. But I think in Adun, even though I can't find it for some reason, I think I had them only do that in stressed syllables, and in unstressed syllables I had them reduced to, I think, ooh,
Mhm.
ooh and oh, I think.
I'm having a wee look. Like, it looks like there were in Central Thai short backed and rounded to oo. But we contrast with the central rounded I guess that's the close I'm gonna get. I'm not the best at the rounded one. I guess it's kind of like the ooh in English, isn't it? In some Englishes. Although I can go on.
In which context?
Basically because the ooh, like what at one point would have been ooh, has become so fronted, or it's like moving towards the goose vowel.
Yeah,
like the front goose fronting. Is that what they call it? I think that's what they call it. David will
goose
know.
fronting is like what in Scottish dialects, like you. Thank you.
I think it's also a California thing, isn't it? Dude.
It's like in food.
Food.
And now I'm thinking of the co-op line, good with food.
Good with food.
Which only works in that dialect. That's why they use it in the advert. If I said good with food, it doesn't work.
It's like when I moved to America, and I don't know if you had this as well, Maddie, if this was something that was just unique to my school district, but when they were trying to get the children to sit down and cross their legs, they would say crisscross applesauce, which in most American dialects, that rhymes. When I say it, it just sounds nonsensical. Crisscross applesauce? Like, what is that?
It doesn't help that applesauce isn't a thing in British English.
You don't have applesauce?
We call it like stewed apple.
What?
Crisscross stewed apple.
It has less of a vibe to it.
Because applesauce is is the way they call it in German, right?
Is it?
I thought so. Maybe I'm wrong. Like applesauce.
Now tell her about school pudding? What? Oh.
I think I moved to America before I reached the point of having a school pudding.
Mm.
Oh, the dessert pudding thing. It's not school pudding because there are multiple puddings that you would have at school, including like this cake that would be served with like custard and stuff. It was especially okay. Like applesauce is not. It's not like from the German.
Okay.
Oh, and they call it Apfelmus, not applesauce, which is like the equivalent of apple mash.
Lovely.
It's like how in Dutch, peanut butter is pindakaas, which is like peanut cheese.
Ooh.
Oh no.
I think.
Oh no. Oh no. That's a bit rough.
Little peanut butter. Yeah,
So-
you're right about pindakaas. Pinda is from Papiamentu via Kikongo.
Wow.
In Kikongo, it's mpinda. And apparently, like, there's an English dialectal word that came via Gullah, which is Gullah is non-rhotic, isn't it? So it would still be like pinda.
I'm not
I
familiar.
don't want to. They don't have IPA, and I don't want to do a weird accent. So.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think some people do say applesauce English, but I associate it with American English.
Okay.
Apples.
Applesauce?
Applesauce.
Applesauce. Okay.
You're just someone with L vocalization.
Yeah, exactly. They're just honoring this language that we've made. They're implementing the L vocalization rule.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Unless, of course, it used to be apple sauce.
Oh.
Okay, what are we actually doing?
Honestly,
So
I
have a proposal.
Ooh. Okay.
So outside of stressed syllables, because we'll tackle them for a second. How do we feel about killing the distinction between and Just
Yes.
I think one central vowel is enough outside of stressed syllables.
I vibe with that. I would lean towards the one that looks like an eye with a line over it, over the other one.
You would lean towards that one, so you prefer to
But what
Well,
about the rounded one?
The rounded one, I don't know. If we wanted to go crazy, we could just have them all merge to schwa in unstressed syllables. You could just say that the unstressed syllables are just really whatever the opposite of prominent is. And they're just like, we just don't care about having these minute differences between and. So let's just get rid of all of them. Let's just make them all go to
David's rage baiting me. Just ignore him.
okay. Yeah, now that you say them together again, I think that's the move.
So they're all going to schwa.
I mean, this is just a modest proposal
It works for
after the manner of Jonathan Swift.
me. It works
So
for me.
any and all criticism is welcomed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm satisfactorily happy. Which is all you can really ask for.
So what's the plan in stretched
syllables?
Oh no.
Special guest Connery. We have yet to decide. So
yeah.
we could, as you have pointed out, if we just say that they front, which to my mind would be one of the more overt and like, I don't want to say obvious, but like a very well-trodden path.
Mm.
That does kind of just make the previous change of having them centralized kind of pointless. We could have them go to oo and or. Or we could have them break.
Oh.
I don't know how they would break.
Like which would then be like you, which could then go to yeah, maybe.
What was the intermediate one of those?
David will tell me that it's the accurate pronunciation in is it this one in Nguyen? No, because I don't think that it's the equivalent of the UR with the horns in Vietnamese, like in Nguyen, I think. It's I tried to remember what it means now. I think it's Duong is a wine. Nguyen means a mountain field in the mid tone. But in other dialects, oh no, that one is more stable. I thought that there was some dialects where it fronted somewhat, but I can't. It may be that it's in the like north central dialects, which are the most irregular. I will say at the point that you're taking keys from Vietnamese, it's not. I find it really sad because the more I studied Vietnamese, the less weird it sounded to me. But for most audiences who aren't Southeast Asian, Vietnamese just does sound quite strange.
I've always been intimidated a little bit by Vietnamese, but
I think if you've studied Chinese to the amount that we have, Bib, it's really not all that difficult. Like, if anything, I felt like I was going so much faster because you're forced to remember the diacritics with the word, which means that you kind of just remember the tones. Whereas I always struggled with Mandarin, where I put so much effort into remembering the Hanzi that like by the time that you're trying to remember the tone that goes along with it, I was just like, I've given up on what's going on there.
that is true.
I'm trying to like find these diphthongs, but they are eluding me. Yeah, I think that those vowels are less prone to shifting than I had remembered. Um, Go on for this long about Vietnamese. I don't think I've been talking for that long about Vietnamese. I could talk for a lot longer about Vietnamese, and you know.
Oh. Oh, David. Oh.
Where's the O coming from?
Oh, I don't know.
There we go.
Well, you know. Didn't Disney come here? Close. Very close.
So, are we sticking with the idea that all three of the central-ish vowels just go to in unstressed syllables?
I think that's fine.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Would we stress it with ah?
When you say stress it,
Sorry, contrast it with ah. I guess so, right?
yeah, I would think so.
So in unstressed syllables, you would have sometimes initial e, and then u, u. We get an o there still, right? Because they only raise in stressed syllables.
And that...
Which means that we never get stressed stra either.
But we do after, because we have unstressed.
Oh, post-shiftum. Is this a shiftum issue?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
I mean, we can change the order of things.
That's true. It's allowed.
I think I'm a bit sad that you're only operating on 30% today, Maddie, because I feel like me and Bib probably have quite different opinions on what would be good for this. And so maybe you need to like squeeze a tiny drop of opinion into the
present me with two options that I'll force the brain to brain. You know what I'm saying? Like I can do it.
I would say I think that you could, in theory, have all of your... Wait, does all non-initial U go to the central U?
No, that only happens following uvulas.
What if it all went to U? In stressed syllables. In that it's the closest vowel. Although we also have stressed schwa now. Which make the thing is, I really wouldn't choose to have like the full Turkish close vowel thing. You know, where you have e, u, and u.
I would not either.
But it feels like at the point that you've got stressed schwa, you either like force it all in one direction, kind of like in in so many, I say so many, I think it's in 2 languages that I've done live streams of. It's ended up just all going to O, like in Bangla. And but I don't feel that's really the vibe.
If we wanted to streamline things a little bit, we could reposition that unstressed front vowel centralization rule until after the shiftum has happened. So that means that we don't get. Well, actually, no. Hold on, because we have schwa in the proto-line, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we would still get stressed schwa. See, now I'm doing it.
Sure, cool. Okay.
So one way or another, we're going to have to deal with the issue of stressed schwa.
Unless we put the vowel raising after the shiftum. In which case, all the stressed schwa becomes U.
Where is the... Did we change that? Because I thought that was... earlier, but...
Stressed vowel raising.
Oh, that is post shiftum now.
Yeah, stressed vowel raising is right after the shiftum.
Cool. So we've immediately eliminated the need for worrying about the schwa.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just the and
it's just the
and like the marginal
the post-uvular.
Postuvular.
Postuvular.
Okay.
So what do we want to do about those then? We've got
like if we didn't want it, but we still wanted it to have an effect, you could still do a shift where you have the U lower to the U goes to U, or I don't know how you would feel about multiple back vowel heights, Maddie. Probably not ideal.
Probably not ideal, no.
But you could then round it so that the historical is the new U, and then the historical U is the O, and the historical O is the O.
Oh, I see.
If you didn't want to lose the number of distinctions.
It's interesting.
I don't know. Do we care about losing the number of distinctions? Because I think, again, for the sake of the romanization, like having fewer distinctions will be more useful.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we necessarily care. As long as we keep some of the back vowels in places to, like, in some places, I feel like...
Well, you could merge all U and U and U. But that means that you're merging... I guess you're only doing it in stressed syllables, though.
Yeah.
So you would have some cases where U patterns with U still, and then you'd have some cases where stressed U patterns with
And also, in the case of like affixation, if you add affixes on that like change the stress, then that will mean that the vowel will be realized differently because of like what's unstressed I'm trying to think of a decent example, but like so if you had a word like kanu, let's say.
Okay.
And then, by the way, I'm at the bottom of the sound change list.
Mhm.
Yeah. So if we had a proto word that was like kanu, actually, could you even get that? I think it would actually be kana with just a schwa. But then, like, you put a suffix at the end, and it becomes
You
like.
could, if you made the word longer, you could get kanu, like kanuna, and then it would be kanunama, kanu, ka. Like, if it, you could have a, if it was proto kani, like kanina, which would obviously mean dog, and then kanina, I don't know what to put on the end, bo, because it's fun. This means like a little doggy.
Okay.
And this would end up as like kanuna, and this would be kan. I'm gonna go with that for now. Kanuna, right?
Why is it rounded?
Where?
The why?
Because it's not initial, so it would have gone to wouldn't it?
Hold on, let me just reacquaint myself with the rules for the umpteenth time.
Because we have the rule where unstressed e goes to
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So we get what would in stressed syllables be oo, in unstressed syllables could theoretically become like e or some such thing.
Okay.
This is my I love Polish an inordinate amount. Like it's not useful because most English speakers will never pronounce this the way that I want it to. And I have an IPA keyboard that I can use. I just choose not to. No.
Okay.
So basically the question is, what do we want it to become in these two environments?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So for the high vowel, for I mean, yeah. Is a
If it broke, and it broke with a rather than like it was in a
tone.
sorry, not with tone, like so that it became a closing diphthong rather than an opening one.
Mm-hmm.
And in like in what became standard Thai, the historical became I.
Oh,
Like the diphthong widens even more, so that like the schwa becomes a and the like fronts,
interesting.
which I think would sound fine.
So, just in terms of options,
Mm-hmm.
we could go with oo, we could go with e, which I don't feel as bad about because this this will have other sources because it'll also come from Proto-Schwa as well.
Okay.
And so basically, yeah, this is an ideal opportunity for a vibe check, I think.
Yes.
So basically, which of these three, come on, cooperate. Which of these three do you like the most, Maddie? Do you like Kanuna, Kanina, or Kanaina?
Which one is more chartreuse?
Mm.
Definitely not Kaduna. That's a hard no.
Okay, interesting.
Do you want me to do a cross through?
I'm trying to remember how to do that. Got it.
I think it's Alt Shift 5.
I think I like Kanina better than Kanina.
Kanina.
Kanina. I feel like Kanina feels a little bit too nasally to me. I don't know. I feel like.
But that if we can change the consonants, so like it would be like lipisa
Lipids.
lipisa versus
Proteins.
Lipisa, lipaisa.
No, I think Kanina over Kan.
At which point, why do we may as well just get rid of that rule that shifts it central.
Well, is that where it shifts it central?
It would mean that you like if we got rid of that rule, it would mean that you would get more unstressed E and E.
If we moved it down until after the stress shiftum, then that would just mean that we don't get. Hold on.
We would then not get unstressed E and E. Because it would all go to and then it would go to schwa also.
I'm not opposed to that though. I actually that could be nice.
We could just, if we move that rule down after the stress shiftum and we say that E and E go to and in unstressed non-initial syllables.
I guess you would include this rule just because of post-uvular stuff. Unless if we didn't, it would mean you would maintain the G. Like you would maintain the post-central allophones, like the post-uvular allophones, as allophonic.
Say that one more time.
If you, even if we move the rules around, we still get and in stressed syllables after uvular consonants, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you then don't shift those vowels, then they remain as post-uvular allophones of E and U.
True.
Which don't have to be represented in the well, David, I think this is partly having words in David's mouth, but one of the reasons David will usually kill the uvulars is because basically that post-uvular shift becomes phonemicized on the vowels. But if we don't phonemicize it and we're keeping the uvulars, then you can, David also tends to prefer the phonetic orthographies. But you could do one which doesn't mark the opening after or centralization after uvulars and keep them as marginal phonemes. Or not phonemes, allophones.
Mm-hmm. So, Maddie.
Yes.
How do you feel about saying then that the only time you get an in a stressed syllable is when there's a uvular in front of it? So you could get a word like saklma.
I mean, I do like that word. I do like that.
Saklma with an because alternatively we could implement some change to get rid of it there and it could become sakluma or something.
I mean, I feel like we need to keep them somewhere, you know what I mean? And I feel like like if we're gonna keep them, following a uvular seems like it is a good place to keep them, unless I'm not like, I don't know. I want them somewhere.
Okay, I think that's a reasonable location.
Cool.
So it's time for you to open the Lexigy, Maddie. That's for some rule copying or cutting and pasting.
Okay. So we moved let's see. Wait, no, we didn't end up moving that. What did we move? We moved.
Okay, so
where's
the stressed vowel raising is coming. No, that's staying where it is.
Yes,
that's fine.
The unstressed vowel centralization
is following it, right? But we're going to have to change how it's written because at the moment it's written as if every stressed vowel is initial. So that
goes after the stressed vowel raising or before the stressed vowel raising?
It doesn't matter because they don't interact with each other.
Okay. Okay, so in unstressed syllables.
Yeah, the stress is now on the penult.
So do we need to do like minus stress?
Yep.
Okay.
And you can remove the environment.
Like that?
Yep.
Okay.
Do we want to also have it affect initial syllables as well? Or do we, because
Ooh.
it was definitely discussed at some point that we wanted initial syllables to behave kind of like stressed syllables in the sense that
Mhm.
they retain more vowel qualities.
Yes, I think we should do that. So
It
would
may
that
be easier just to add a rule that means if it's that minus stress, and you can add an environment, you could put that environment back in, and it would just still wouldn't affect initial syllables.
we want it to affect initial syllables though, right?
No, you said you wanted more qualities, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
This rule is reducing the number of qualities.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. And then we're also limiting to and we want it to
Outside
be
of first vowels, yeah.
okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Non-initial. Yes. Okay. So that's still good then, right? Or that's good now.
Mm-hmm. Now the non-initial isn't in brackets.
Should it be?
No, it was tacitly implied before, and now it's a
Now it's just
further
untrue.
specification.
Well, yeah, I guess it is still true. It's just not exclusive.
Yeah. So we can just put these final vowel changes at the end, can't we?
When you say these final vowel changes, the
So we have
central
the
schwa, yeah,
unstressed central vowel
mega
collapse.
emerger.
So becomes when, or it's just when it's not stressed, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then the other one is the other one doesn't have to change, does it? Because the stressed E never goes back to and we're keeping the ones that already existed.
When you say the other ones,
the ones that follow velars, uvulars, for example. Because we won't get it elsewhere, will we?
No. But yeah, that's right.
Like, it really depends whether when you get the output, Maddie, would you rather have it be phonemic or phonetic?
Phonemic or phonetic?
So do you want to look at the IPA and say, this is how you say it? Or do you want to look at it and it's the underlying form?
So like the word that you liked just now, the sakuma, that one.
Yeah.
Would you be okay if it was spelled with an I, like sakima, but you just sort of have to know that when an I comes after a Q, it's pronounced like an Or would you prefer it to be more like overt in the romanization?
Overt would be better.
Which means that we still have the issue of how to spell it. unless we had and merge. And then the thing is, there's not nice ways. Like I like using Y, but Y is not opaque for most people.
Yeah.
It like this is just a vowel that like is very hard to romanize. In Korean, you get like EU. In Vietnamese, they use the horned U, which no one will know, and will be hard for you to type.
I, in Ilothwe, used an I with a diaresis, but I don't think that's going to win any awards for best choice anytime soon.
I think that's what David tends to use. But it's also kind of annoying to spell.
Let's use a percentage. I'm sure people know exactly what that means.
I'm trying to remember. I have a Portuguese keyboard, and I swear that one of these does diaresis.
Is there a reason why you couldn't just use the IPA symbol?
I mean,
no one knows what it means.
But if no one knows what any of them mean,
I would think, like, if I was a reader who had no knowledge or experience of conlanging or linguistics in general, and I saw that, I would not know what to make of it. I think I would just assume that it was just an E and just pronounced it Sakima.
I don't know.
In Thai, well, the Thai one, I don't think is really gonna be winning any awards either. It's just the U bar.
The Macron?
No, the same as the symbol for
with the central.
Yeah. But that's also like this is why there isn't. This is partly why David suggests killing these. Is there's just and we'll go through the same process of having no reasonable way to represent the vowel when we come to the way that we solved this with Asdaziria is that a and don't contrast, so I just use a. The a, and people have to know that it's pronounced differently, which is
I guess the okay. I like the idea of it being clear, but if I have to consider the fact that when people see these like in a text or whatever, if they're not going to be able to read those characters anyway, it might make sense to make it not clear, because then they would just have a way to pronounce it even if it's wrong, but it would be the closest.
But do you think they'll pronounce the Q properly anyway?
I don't know.
This is.
I think most English speakers would read that as like Saquima.
Yep.
Maybe.
Like, if you're lucky, you'll get Sachima or something.
We could, while it occurs to me, we could just use U, because U doesn't occur after Q.
But we also get the one that is this. QU becomes K. Doesn't it?
QU becomes
which, but are we going to spell that with a O then?
Well, if we just have the and the merge, then we can just represent both of them with just a normal U.
Mm-hmm.
That could be okay. I think that would be okay.
Yeah.
I would say that if you give people the QU, they're going to be even more tempted to go for Qua.
That is true. That is
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
But I think that on some level, it is unavoidable. Like, no one is going to pronounce your language the way that you think it will be. I would argue most of the time.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I can always have, and I've been thinking about doing this in some of my books anyway, but having a like QR code at the beginning where they can scan to get like reading supplemental material, like if I wanted to give out like less, like not fancy enough to be in the book, but like extra like maps or details like that, I could always have a literal like recorded pronunciation guide in addition to like you know, the like phonetic whatever spelled out fakey one. As long as like I guess I would just pick things that I think would still sound okay. Like I wouldn't pick main character names that everyone is going to mispronounce horribly if they just try and like read it phonetically.
Yeah, I mean, I would guess that if it was spelled with a U, then like people would pronounce it either. We're just sticking with this word at the top of the list. Then that would be like either Sakuma or Sakuma, and both of those are not a million miles away from Sakuma. The thing. That's like a shade of pronunciation that a lot of people might not even really pay attention to.
Yeah.
Whereas Sakuma versus Sakima is a much more noticeable difference.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's probably the closest. Like it seems fine, you know? So I vote we go with that then.
So,
and I could always, I suppose if it ends up being weird, like we could always change other like when I actually go to put it in the book, if I need to change the spelling of it to make it like people pronounce it closer to what I want, I could do that, you know?
You could use, the stress is entirely predictable as well, which means that you could consider like a I'm on IPA mode. Like some sort of like grave. Sometimes I want to say grave accent, but I know that's not the right pronunciation. Like to indicate that like the vowel is like different
as you'd expect.
I like that. I think that makes sense. And then people that don't know what the little like symbols mean or don't care, they'll just pronounce it like a normal U, but it's like a general reminder of this is a weird U. That's not quite a U.
And it also reinforces the idea that it's a stressed vowel.
I think that works for me.
Okay. So in order to do that, then we have to add. So in stressed syllables, am I right in thinking this? That in stressed syllables, we're saying that merges with because that is a shade of difference that I really don't think we need.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Well, especially because as we have it coded, the is a rounded central vowel anyway.
Yeah.
We do get the outside of stressed syllables. So,
but in that case, it can merge
if we had them merge across the board and just said that, like they basically merge as a single phone,
just
universally.
universally.
Universally, and then we Romanize it according to the kind of more rounded pronunciation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice and simple.
Like you could, to be very annoying about it, you wouldn't want to do it in Lexigy this way because it would break the whole thing. But basically to say that like they merge as something that's more like
but for all intents and purposes, we're just saying that they merge as So with that means that for what is the full range of vowels that we are accepting in stressed syllables at this point? We've got ah, we've got. Do we allow e in stressed syllables? I've already forgotten.
You mean like eh?
Sorry, orthographic e. Yeah, e. Yes, we have e in stressed syllables as well.
Yeah, because we moved the rule.
Yeah, so we have a, we have e, we have e, we have o, I believe, and we have u, and we have and e, if you want to count that.
Where did she go? There she is.
And then also
so the stressed schwa is raised to
Stressed schwa is raised to yeah, which we need to actually like do somewhere in the thing at some point.
It's in the rules already.
The symbol, this guy.
We can do we can put a Romanization rule in at some point.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying in general, just to note for myself.
Whereas initial syllables syllables. Are they the same as stressed syllables or?
No, because they're still unstressed when the central vowel collapse happens.
Right. So there's no in initial syllables.
No.
Which I'm fine
with. In theory, there would still be. No, there would only be because of this rule, I think. Like, you could get an initial historical QU going to K. But that's the only situation in which that would happen. but
Mhm.
I think
Other than
that
that, yeah. Whereas unstressed syllables, now, we have A, but we have no E and no E
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
because those are being centralized.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have U,
Mm-hmm.
and we do have O, and we have and oh yeah, we also in stressed syllables have E.
Mm-hmm.
But in unstressed syllables,
Which I assume we're gonna write as E, like with a umlaut.
diaresis on the
Diaresis.
U. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember how to do this. Oh. Just ignore the random things that are coming up. How do I do it? I know it's on my on this keyboard somewhere, and I don't remember how to do it in yeah. No, I think it was on the other keyboard because I think the one that I have on my work laptop is very slightly different. Anyway.
If I switch to my Turkish keyboard, I can just.
Oh yeah, I have I do have a Turkish keyboard. I should have thought of that. And we can also do a Hangulization if you really want.
Oh.
I think that's going to be the ideal way to communicate this language. Where is it?
Yeah, in the supplementary guide that comes with this book, just explain the phonology in terms of Korean. That'll
Oh my gosh.
help the average reader, I'm sure.
Yeah, just do it. No.
I'm so confused.
Okay, I'll stop. But I will say it handles all of these vowels much more succinctly than whatever we have going on.
I believe it.
I will say for the consonants, probably not so much.
So, unless I'm missing something, we still actually have E in unstressed syllables.
Could we unround it to E in unstressed syllables, or is that cheating?
I mean, I am honestly just in favor of getting rid of as many of these distinctions as possible, so I'd be good with that.
Yeah. It looks like at the very least we get it in the oh wait, no, it has to already be there.
Well, we don't have the front vowels in like in these unstressed syllables anywhere.
Yeah.
We don't?
No. I mean, we don't have the unrounded versions at all. So you could, but I think it would be weird to. Do we get anywhere in stressed syllables?
Well, they both come about because of the post-palatal fronting thing. So that could theoretically happen in a stressed or an unstressed syllable.
Oh no, the mid vowels raise in stressed syllables.
Yeah, so there's no but there isn't.
Oh, but that also means there's no in stressed syllables either, is there?
No, there isn't. And there's no or either.
What?
Alternatively, there is the opposite approach where all dialogue is written in the in-universe script.
Or in Hangul.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you'd have to have like, what's the thing where you have a little symbol and then it is at the bottom and it explains what it is? You see
Wait,
that a lot in
footnote?
academic. What?
Footnote?
Yeah, like on every page of like, this is that would be a hot mess.
That would be a fun idea, though, if you wrote a book entirely in a conlang and then you had like a translator's guide, like reference grammar companion book, and it's like, in order to read this book, you have to like
Oh my god.
learn this language in order to decode it.
But couldn't you also, in theory, sell them separately and make it so that you could read the translator's notes as a standalone volume?
You could.
Oh my gosh.
But, which actually reminds me of, have I got it to hand or not? David's going to tell me that I'm spending too long on boring things, but I have, there's been a couple of fiction books that have structured themselves as like nonfiction. Like one of them is Dictionary of the Khazars that was translated from Serbian. And the other one is about Ma Tiao, which was Chinese, and they were written around the same time. And the Chinese one came out later. Why are you surprised, David? Yes, by Milorad Pavic.
Okay.
What's I saying? Should we carry on? Anyway,
I think
Well,
so.
that was my foray into. It's bothering me now why I can't see the grammar of Ma Tiao. Anyway,
So-
it's structured. No, please let me stop info dumping.
Okay.
I like what we've got going in terms of the split between the stressed and unstressed vowels that are permissible. I do really want to get rid of the E in the unstressed syllables.
And
And yeah, just saying that it unrounds could be one way of doing that.
so it would go to.
So that would go to the hell just happened with my brain? The unrounded version of E is E. Yes. But I'm trying to think if there's something else we can do.
Okay.
I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think we should do this. But I have to say I am tempted to amend the stressed vowel raising. If it's simultaneously stressed vowel raising and unstressed vowel lowering. So in other words, we don't get high vowels outside of stressed syllables, and we don't get mid vowels in stressed syllables. That I think that's a little bit too extreme of a rule.
Yeah, I mean it could be okay though. Or we could just change that one thing at the end. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, but I mean, what do you think would be a better alternative then, Bib?
I don't know, something more reasonable, just like I don't know, just that the E in particular is the thing that's just sticking out to me as just not being well. Then again, we did discuss because when we introduced the E and the you did distinctly say that you weren't in love with them and you might want to get rid of them later. So at any point, we could just say that they both unround and we just lose them, and so they just become become
That's
and
true. I would be okay with that, yeah. Because I mean, I don't feel overly attached to them, and it would be a simpler way to
could
do
say
it, right?
that for one or more of the daughters, or the granddaughters rather, and just
Mm,
leave them in this language as they are.
yeah, we could do that and make a note of that. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Do we have notes for the daughters? Oh, we do have
Yeah,
granddaughters.
we have several different ideas.
Losing front rounded vowels.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's the one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then yeah, I think that's fine for now because like we do like again like we have more room to finagle.
So you
I
want
got
to?
distracted by Britishizing the document. So what's going on?
So I am compelled to get rid of E in unstressed syllables,
Let's do it.
and we are deciding what the best way of doing that is. And I had
Yeah.
brought up that we had originally thought of unrounding the front rounded vowels to just and E at some point, and we were debating whether or not we wanted to save that for one of the granddaughters or just do it now.
Um, uh, I I don't know. I feel like these rounded vowels have become part of the character. The other thing is that like if we do this, then like if we're making, I know we said that the mutations weren't going to be like super like I can't think of the word in English.
Critical, defining.
Yeah, undo withoutable is the word
Yeah.
that I'm thinking of.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's much nicer in Spanish than in English. But I think it's weird that there's these but not the E and
Yeah, I agree. That is strange.
So I would be in favor broadly. I think you could also like I don't know how you'd feel about having only like if the close vowels merged with the mid vowels in unstressed syllables.
That was the other thing that I was considering.
Okay.
But since we already have the mid vowels raising in stressed syllables, it feels, I don't know, it feels very sort of quite literally polarizing.
What if the schwa just went to or are we not doing that because the went to schwa?
I think just in general we were kind of trying to isolate the central vowels to unstressed syllables.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the schwa in unstressed syllables largely comes from anyway.
Hmm.
I guess parts of it is that like you wouldn't want to have a rounding contrast in mid central vowels, right? But these stand out because they're unrounded equivalents, both centralized.
Hmm.
When do they actually happen? It's the post-particle thing.
It's the unstressed non-initial vowel front vowel centralization.
Yeah.
Which
Now that I look at that, yeah, if we already have phonemic and e by that point, then it just feels like those should also centralize with that same rule.
it might be easier if you have a rule where all merges with all u, and then they can all merge as the central rounded, that then, although at that point it all blurs into one math, math,
Mm-hmm.
which is less ideal.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
But we... So if we just said that E and E merge in unstressed syllables to
It is also it's just non-initial ones, which means that this is less weird than it looks, because we get the full range, not the full range, but we do get a significant amount of it. The weirdest one is just that we have but we'll never get eh.
Yeah. But if we say that...
Oh no, we'd only ever get eh initially, right? Because we could have a situation where we have an eh which isn't stressed, but it is initial.
Yeah. Yeah, A would only show up. A and O. Wait, no. As we have it at the moment, O would also show up in non-initial syllables.
Yeah, because O isn't affected by the unstressed non-initial vowel front vowel centralization.
So we would only get A at the beginning of words.
Yeah. Oh, and we do get in. Oh yeah, that's always initial as well, because we have the epenthetic e.
Yes.
Tinguished is right. Indispensable is a reasonable way of translating imprescindible. I think it just, the Spanish has the verb prescindir, which is like to do without, which feels succincter. I think you can't say succincter. You have to say more succinct, don't you?
I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah.
But succincter is more succinct.
I don't know.
It just says succinct is less common anyway. Please carry on.
I'm kind of leaning back towards just saying that the front rounded vowels, at least in unstressed syllables, just unround, because that would reintroduce air and e back into it, and it wouldn't look anywhere near as weird. Or saying that they centralize.
Okay. So that would be... Okay, say those again. Say those again.
So... Okay, Jay's going for it.
I'm just writing it down. I think that unrounding makes a lot more sense, because otherwise we run back into the whole, are we going to get a rounded schwa thing?
Yeah, and I would think that they would all collapse
and unrounding.
Yeah, they would just all collapse into one.
Which really then means that, would you like to have in non-initial unstressed syllables? Which I feel like we would say probably not.
No. Yeah, no.
So probably we go with unrounding and stop worrying about it. It's what I'll say.
Unrounding only in unstressed syllables, though.
Yeah.
Or just unrounding in general. Okay.
Unrounding in unstressed syllables.
So that means that we would then get a, e, I, o, u, as our potential unstressed syllable vowels.
That works for me, I think.
Whereas in our stressed syllables and our initial syllables, we would have a much smaller number. Well, not much smaller, but noticeably smaller number.
Night, Wolf.
Okay.
Because I guess, because my only real concern, I mean, it's not even really a concern, but just my only real consideration is that, like, the original idea was that the unstressed syllables would basically all centralize or be, you know, relatively central, whereas you would only see like proper polar vowels in the stressed syllables. But now that I think about it, I would be concerned then that pretty much every word would have exactly the same like cadence, I guess, because every single word would be either e or e or e or u, you know, and it would kind of get really samey after a while.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I will note though that, well, you'd be unlikely to see many sequences of words and what I'd actually be creating. So like, would that necessarily be noticeable to people? I don't know, but it might make them sound too similar too. Like with names and stuff, if they all had that same cadence. So actually, yeah, I think even then, if you're just comparing like names and places and stuff, like that could be a problem. Yeah, I think just
having just a little bit of variety in there is good.
Yeah. Okay, so those are the two things we want to add: the unstressed central vowel collapse and the unstressed unrounding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then I started mocking this up. Is this then all that we would have?
I don't know if that doesn't meet I think we don't say plus front in this. We just say front.
Like that's just
You can just delete the plus, I think.
Yeah. I just wanted to scroll up and eyeball it. Just like that.
We.
Okay. So then if we applied this, I don't know why this is being so fussy at me. Okay.
We can implement the romanization to start
Why
with.
do we still have iltilok at the very top? Because that should not be there anymore. Right? Or am I just misremembering what we've just done?
So, yeah.
Didn't we get rid of it except after uvulas? Or have I completely confabulated that?
Did you move the unstressed non-initial front vowel centralized? It has changed name.
Okay, hold on.
The one where E and E become U and
This one?
It is post-shiftum. That should have... Oh, it's because it's tlaloch. We forgot that we have another source of because this is just the outcome of stressed schwa at the moment. But we do currently allow for in some places now. We would just spell it TLU grav.
We could.
Yeah.
Or we could merge it with oo.
Ooh. Yeah, that could be good. So what would that would then be?
Iltulok.
I think that's nice. What do you think?
I mean, I just feel compelled to get rid of that vowel in stressed syllables everywhere we can.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of like how many vowel rules can we actually implement in a way like I want to do it in a way that it is. I know this isn't necessarily necessary, but I kind of want to have a small number of sound changes that affects all of these changes rather than going in and adding like all these little
nitpicky
changes.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Okay. Is there a way we can tweak something to accomplish that then? Or is that something we should leave for a granddaughter?
I just need to...
Wouldn't the easiest thing be to just change the outcome of stressed schwa?
What does stress...
That's why we have it. It's that stressed schwa becomes because we wouldn't get it anywhere else.
We can just say it becomes oo.
Is that this one, the stressed vowel raising?
Going straight to oo, I think, is kind of weird, but it's fine.
So,
like, it would basically just be like a shortcut of the rule. I think what's weird is that we would have the stress schwa going to but then doesn't go to ooh everywhere else, you know?
Unless it does. Unless we just across the board say.
Which would be fine, I think.
David is saying all of them raised to high. No, it goes to.
It's partly because of the lag, I think. But we'll see.
Okay. So what are we proposing exactly? Like from which role? We're talking about the stressed vowel raising? Or
it was one of the topics of conversation. So David's suggesting rather than going to that it go to
which we later get rid of anyway, and it just becomes E.
Not in stress syllables.
True.
Which I'm trying to think. I think that it's more tested the other way, that I think that you can perceptually, because the front rounded are not as far forward, that they may be retracted. This is
the international sign of retraction.
Yeah. Well, here's the vowel space, and if the E is here and the oo is there, then it goes whoop. I'm sure there is a signed IPA or something. Someone must have done that. IPA. It probably wouldn't be called that. It would be like manual IPA. MIPA.
MIPA.
MIPA is cuter. I guess you could call it IPA if you wanted. Anywho.
So are we sticking with that then? Are we saying that also goes to E?
This is where, like, if you did votes, Maddie, you would do a vote on it.
Yeah.
I think my problem
homework to think about.
I think my problem is like I follow this more slowly. So like I feel like I just need it like this or this explicitly placed in front of me, and then I can have opinions or we can make a poll. I'm struggling to follow slightly like the different options. Like I'm understanding like vaguely what we're talking about as we say it, but like what is then the alternative if we don't, I guess, like we're talking about switching this to just this, right?
So it would either be, so stressed schwa, either going to U or oo. I think were basically the two options that we were trying to pick between.
Okay. Mm-hmm. But we're definitely doing this. We're on that page. Yes, no, maybe so? Or is doing it at all a question?
Ultimately,
yeah,
it's kind of like, really, we want to make you have the final say. But I think it's, as you say, it's a bit difficult because we're trying to go through options very quickly.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily the easiest thing to follow. And like the other option would just be to say that because we allow some in stressed syllables, that you have the full a, I, u, u gamut in stressed syllables. But I don't think that is the.
I mean, we came here to kill central vowels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like we should do that, but I don't know. Maybe that's just bias on my part.
Yeah.
And we're saying that we don't want to do this. Like the thing that would make it really simple. But no, it doesn't target the right thing, does it? If we said that the unrounding only happens in unstressed syllables, which could mean that like the rounding is associated with the stress, which is how you justify the merge or something. But it feels weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's fine to have the 2-step rule to go from schwa to to u.
Yeah. I mean, I can't think of a way of making it happen so that it would be neater and easier. So I guess I would be in favor of that.
It is slightly worrying because I think that shift would be suggestive of changes that we otherwise don't get, right?
Such as?
I'm trying to think if the goes to anywhere else. Like, if it happened, like, part of it would be that if we only wanted stressed to go to u, then it would have to happen right between this rule and our unstressed and initial front vowel centralization.
Frankly, I would be happy with it happening across the board, but that's just me.
Well, should we just do that then?
Just get rid of all
Yeah.
So what would that be?
I'm trying to work out what the other thing is that like it's the sort of place where it could interact interestingly with some of these glide assimilation things.
Hmm.
Oh, bugger, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Right? So if you had go to E when there's a palatal in front and U when there's I mean, but to be honest, as long as you put it early enough, it would just pattern the same as U anyway. So maybe it's not worth worrying too much about. Like I know it looks kind of weird when you just have loads of vowel rules one after each other, but you can disperse them out, but ultimately it shouldn't, in most cases, affect things that much. So you would just say like a central close central rounding, and just say that all cases of go to u. I think it would be weird with the uvulars, is what worries me a bit.
We can keep those allophonically, though.
It depends on what you want to come out of the sound change applier, right? Like if we just said it all went to and this is the other place where having the weird symbol allocations isn't super helpful. Like you could say that it all goes to which for our purposes is equivalent to and then say like rounded central backing, and then just say that all cases of go to when not with a uvula, which would basically preserve the environment, I think. But it then means that like this isn't important then. And all would then be But to be honest, you could get rid of e and at the same time and all have it go to u, couldn't you? Which at that point you just say that it's phonemic, and that the u does its shift or whatever that we want it to do, but we are writing it all as u.
I've lost track of how this is affecting everything.
Sorry,
I feel
I've
like
probably gone even faster.
could we as homework write that up with like what exactly would be happening and look at it next time? Could that be a thing? Because we are already 12 minutes over, and I feel like this is gonna take a while to like really
I've written it in sound change notation in here right now.
Yeah, so let's like highlight that. Hot pink.
So it's that, and then I'll highlight this in turquoise.
Yeah.
Because at that point, this doesn't matter.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah. David's very happy with the colors. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that would be good to come back to when like I don't know. Yeah, I feel like we should come back to that because I'm struggling to follow all the things and all the implications. And yes.
I will say, like, on some level, this is what happens if you put weird sounds in a language and then you decide you don't like them at the end of it.
Well,
like, I mean, we always wanted uvula coloring. That was in it right from the get-go.
Yes.
That was like the one of the central tenets of this language.
Yes.
Central being the word.
Yes.
Yes. That is true.
And we wanted a small vowel inventory. So
Sorry.
I do things to us and I apologize.
Why didn't you just have it go to N O then?
We went through the list of options and those were the ones that passed the vibe check.
Yeah. The vibes are important, Jake. Oh, okay. So are we
like,
gonna
just go? So I'll just say you picked an option that ultimately we're going to completely destroy because you don't like it.
I don't know. Are we coming back to this?
I don't think we can leave it like this.
So we're coming back to this
next week, or just in general.
Does that work? I mean, that's the question.
Yeah. I hope that we get out of this by the time I've gone to Turkey. Is all I'll say.
Yeah.
Gives us a month. I'm putting a month deadline on these decisions.
That's fair.
Next week, I will prepare ahead of time by refamiliarizing myself with the sound changes, because since we've changed the order of several of them, my ability to understand what effect what has been altered.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
I'm sorry I went too fast because Miles gets affected by it as well.
You had a vision and you were just ready.
Well, I'm very like pattern oriented, so I can think of a sound change, and like this happened with Sarkeje a lot. Like because I bug fixed the Lexigi for the Sarkeje, I would get to a point where there would be like making forms and sound changes and things. And I think I was probably the most familiar at that point with the sequence of sound changes. I can't do it now, but there was one point where I could essentially mentally apply all the Sarkeje sound changes in my head.
I mean, that's what I usually do. It's because I historically have not used sound change appliers. So I can just look at a word and just immediately just know what it's going to look like after all the sound changes happen.
Yeah. Okay. So next week then.
Yes.
Okay. Sweet.
Next week we fix things properly.
Yes. We fix it properly. Proper fixums. Okay, cool. So then, wow, look at us go. Okay, so I will set that up for next week. I will be back before that, so that'll be a normal stream for me. I don't think we have anything, like, I feel like this week is all business as usual for the rest of this week, right? Like, there's nothing weird going on schedule-wise. I'll mention some stuff next week that's happening next week, but...
the only thing that would, like, if you're a European viewer, Let's Have a Booba will be later? Yeah. Later?
Yeah, it'll be back to 9:30 now.
Back to 9:30. We will have sprung backwards. But yeah, I think that's everything.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Okay, cool. We did it. We're done, right? For today. That's all
I'm
the
not
things.
sure what we did, but...
You're free, buddy.
I don't know. I'm going to click the end stream button. Goodbye, everybody.